And yes, this parking garage has the same elevator brand and fixtures, and it also used to be a Dover as well. But before we get to ride it, they say elevator photography is about being healthy, so let's take the steps up to the top floor. Gosh, that door is heavy. And yes, each floor is a different color. The first floor is blue. That's just an emergency exit only. The second floor is green. And here we are at 3, which is dark blue. Now let's go out and get a view. And here you can get a nice view of downtown Charlotte. Wow, there's sure a lot of tall buildings here in Charlotte. And here's one of the construction vehicles. It looks like they're building something. And on this side, these are just apartment buildings. And that's an epic fail right here. This elevator could have been made glass, but instead you just have the machine room down here. And there's the museum itself, and you can see the top of the IMAX theater. And there is the ADA accessible entrance to the museum. And right next to this staircase is the automotive entrance to this garage. Now, I don't know if you can see or not because the window is tinted, but you can see one of the 2 museum elevators. And this is inside the IMAX theater. And I don't know what this garage belongs to, but I think it serves one of these 3 tall buildings here. And yes, this garage even has some solar panels because this is a science museum. And yep, you can see what a long way down this is. And this looks to me like a courtyard because you got a few trees here. And you can see the elevator doors on all 3 levels. Again, very interesting how it has a different color. One of them is green and 2 of them are blue with different shades of blue. So yeah, that is a really nice view. Now we'll magically transport back to the first floor. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since the machine room is right behind the elevator doors on this level, we're going to start by listening to the motor right next to the machine room. How does that sound? I like how the button lights up blue. Here it comes. And yes, the lantern lights up, but you can't see it on camera. Alright, here we go, let's listen. And now it's all the way up to the 3rd floor. Now let's listen to it come back down. Again, here it comes. And here it is back downstairs. And like I said, this elevator could have been made glass. It probably used to be glass at one point. So let me go ahead and catch it before it leaves. Alright, we're going to take this up to 3. Which will close when we push button. I like that. Here 3. And as you just saw seconds ago, the in-care was kind of glitching. And again, if you look to your left, you can see the handicap accessible entrance to the museum. Now go back down to 1. You heard 1. And it stops very smooth. Oh, it's a Dover! So yep, that answered the question. This used to be a Dover with 1990s impulse fixtures, and it was installed in 1996 before Otis did the modernization in 2010. Now I want to show you something else. We're not going to push 8 buttons because this elevator is going to sit here for a few seconds and then go up to the 3rd floor and park. So let's see how many seconds it takes for it to sit down here. Ready? 1, 2. That took only 2 seconds. Now watch this. The air goes out, and the door doesn't open. See, that's how you can tell it automatically parks here. Now go back down to 1. And here we're back down on the 1st floor. And yep, Dover nameplate on the track, and Otis interlock. And also has the Dover blue around the Otis interlock. Very rare, isn't it? Alright, let's take one more round trip, and we'll get a cavity once we get up to the top. And we'll listen to the motor this time. And here we are 3, and this is where the elevator parks, like I said. And for a museum like this parking garage is very nice. These are your fixtures. They're Otis Van Lord Assistant fixtures. And I know some YouTube users like to call this elevator a Dovis because it's a Dover modernized by Otis. 2,500 pound capacity. And over there is the inspection certificate. If you look closely, you can see that this parking garage was built on October 18th, 1996. And back then, it had 1990s impulse fixtures. There's your phone. And we'll take it back down to 1 once more. And you just heard the op chimes from outside the elevator. Okay, so you can just hear them more. I guess we'll take one more round trip. Listen hydraulics one more time. And when we were passing by the second floor, I pressed the 3 buttons so you can watch the button go out. Alright, I guess we could go down to the second floor and end the video. Here we are too. And like I said, this floor is green, and floors 1 and 2 are color blue, but in different shades. And there goes. And that will be it.
Uh-oh, the video's over. But it doesn't have to be. You can always watch more, and you know what to do. And don't forget to subscribe and light up that bell. Until next time, bye y'all.